Been to Le Mans many years, we've seen Garage 56 projects, but this is something altogether different. And turning concept into reality, you're almost there.
We are, Lee. And first, thanks to all the journalists and media from around the world that have come here to help us tell stories, certainly about the 61st running of the Rolex 24, but stories like this, really special stories for our sport. When Bill France Sr. wanted to put NASCAR on a global stage in 1976, he did a little bit of his own Garage 56 project. He took two NASCAR teams over to compete in what we all know is the most iconic 24-hour race in the world, including, of course, our own Rolex 24 at Daytona. Jim France, our chairman, decided he wanted to recreate that same story. A special opportunity to put NASCAR on a global stage. He certainly had an opportunity to do that with the new Next Gen Cup car. And then he said, let's bring a team of all-stars together. The winningest race team in NASCAR history with 14 Cup championships. The winningest auto manufacturer in NASCAR history, Chevrolet. NASCAR's tire partner since 1954, Goodyear. And working with our partners at the ACO, and I had to do a costume change from IMSA to Garage 56, but Pierre Fion and his board have been open to this idea. We definitely took them to a steak dinner. We're still waiting for our official invitation, which would hopefully come in about 30 days. But it's truly an all-star team. And then the last bit was who's going to pilot this car, and we're thrilled to be able to announce that today.
Jimmie, of course people naturally associated you with it because of your wonderful history with Hendrick Motorsports, but your diversity, right? The last couple of years in IndyCar, all the years that you raced here and almost won the Rolex 24 overall. I happened to be with Mr. H when he rang you at Sebring. We were sitting on the taxiway and he said to me, do you think Jimmie would be interested? And I said, yeah, I think so. So you pleased that you're part of this?
Yeah, especially as being the youngest driver up here on stage. I'm so pleased to be here and be a part of this program. When Rick called, I couldn't resist the opportunity. It's been a big dream of mine to go to Le Mans and compete and be in Le Mans and experience what it's all about. And to have the experience I have had here, I know how special this event is, and I'm sad that I'm not out there today, but to know that going to Le Mans with this great group of drivers, this great team, the collaboration between GM, NASCAR, everybody involved. I mean, it's really a special opportunity.
Rocky, you've won the 24 Hours of Le Mans overall. You've won the Rolex 24 here at Daytona. You've represented all kinds of manufacturers. You've done a lot of the grunt work, if you wish, a lot of the test and development work. What's this been like, and what's it like for you to be part of this unique program?
Well, I just can underline what Jimmie said. It's incredible group of partners in this project. To be involved from day one, it's just a great honor, a lot of fun, and I can't wait, now to share the car with these two, especially young teammates.
Jenson, this is something different. This is, you've often said post-Formula One career, you're eyes wide open to different things, different projects, and you still love to compete. So this fits the boxes different, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, this is a total surprise. I was on the way to Disneyland and I took the wrong road. So no, it's really special to be here. And yeah, seriously, I've always thought of myself as a racing driver, and I finished my F1 career, and I look for new challenges. And this is definitely an exciting challenge to work alongside these two. As you can see already, there's some good banter here with Jimmie dreaming that he's the youngest. I think it just shows that teamwork that we will need to go to Le Mans and to perform as we would like. So very excited to work with this all-stars team, and I think we can achieve something very special.
And not to mention your coach, Jordan Taylor, right?
Yeah, Coach, where is Coach?
Where is Coach?
There he is. I follow Jordan on social media, and he's very funny. So I'm looking forward to working with you, Coach.
Jeff, talk about it from a Hendrick Motorsports point of view, and like we said, there's a lot of cooks in the kitchen, or there's a lot of entities here trying to collaborate and collaborating successfully. What's it like to kind of have been the master puppeteer along with John?
Yeah, well, thank you, Lee, and again, I just want to say on behalf of Hendrick Motorsports, we couldn't be more proud of this driver lineup that's going to go forward and represent this great effort, kind of a monumental effort, so to speak, that we've been working on for quite some time, and You know, we know they're gonna represent, you know, NASCAR and Hendrick Motorsports and Chevrolet and Goodyear. This is gonna be a great opportunity, not only for us, but for them, and we're looking forward to, you know, our trip to Le Mans here in June. But, yeah, from a vehicle side, you know, everything's coming along well. We've got a test down here, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're looking forward to that. It's on track time, the first time to get these three guys in that car, consistently and get their feedback.
Exciting months ahead for sure. By the way, Chad Knaus is here. Chad, where are you? Chad is here. You'll get a chance to talk to Chad later as well. But the guys are going to take some questions now. So first up, who's going to go? Gary, you got a question? You can fire out first. Gary Watkins? No, not yet. Okay, yeah, yes, let's go. Nate, go for it. Nate Ryan. Just yell.
Nate Ryan, NBC Sports. I got a couple. I guess maybe for Jeff first. Jeff Gordon, I know was trying to get in race shape and maybe do this, but what happened there?
I think I could speak for him and say these three guys came to the surface, and he was really good with the decision. So,
Jimmie, are you okay with the decision? Because he would have been the oldest.
That would have helped tremendously, yes. And then I thought Rocky was in his 40s, and I found out he's still only 39, so I insulted him on the walk over.
And for Jimmie and Rocky, you guys kind of come full circle here, right? Because you sent the email after the crash, I think at Le Mans, about Rocky in 2011. I guess both of you can kind of comment on that, how cool that is that you're going to be racing together at the event where you guys kind of got to know each other.
Yeah, I guess through time that portion of this story hasn't been in my mind. I just know the last 2 years and sharing the car with him here at the Rolex 24, how much fun we've had, the relationship we've built, and honestly being around one another, I think, and both being in the Action Express car really helped us move forward with this program and be in the early days of developing the car, and then now we've got the nod to participate in it together. So it's been a great couple of years. I think we've built a great friendship, and certainly looking forward to racing together in Le Mans.
Not much to add. I think he said it all. I mean, it's you know, like I said, to be with Hendrick for me, you know, it was the first time obviously to work with the team, and it's such a high level, and it's really impressive, and all the other partners involved, and then to be with Jimmie. I mean, I know him, and from the early days we talked about it, you know, when this thing started, and I knew there's a high chance he will be involved. He told me, so that was fun. And then now to have Jenson, which I never raced with in the same car, but we actually did race against each other once, I think, in Hockenheim, right? In a DTM race where he showed up. And I think we were in the press conference together. So yeah, let's hope that we have some fun, and definitely I think the fans will love this car in Le Mans, that's for sure.
And then one for Jenson. Can you give us maybe the backstory about how it came together? I know that you've worked with Jeff Gordon in the past, obviously as a Hendrick executive. Did he kind of help make this happen? Or?
No, actually, it was initially through Jimmie a long time ago. Yeah, I was just asking Jimmie what he's up to in 2023, and you know, because this guy can't sit still. So he was running through a few things he's hoping to do, and he said, I'm hoping to bring NASCAR to Le Mans. I was like, sorry, what? And it started there, and then I got in touch with Rocky, and he said, we're testing out in Sebring. He said, come along, come and check out what we're doing and see if it's something that would interest you. And then spoke to John, and it all started from there. But yeah, I haven't driven the car yet. But I was at the test in Sebring, watching and listening to all the information that the drivers were feeding back about the car, and the big steps forward that they were making with the car was very impressive. So yes, looking forward to driving the car on Tuesday.
So Jimmie, you dumped Jeff. You picked Jenson and got Jeff out of there.
Sure. And then I kicked him out of the GTP car this morning so I could drive it as well.
But he's sick, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You tested the next gen this week earlier,
I did,
and that was
yeah.
your first time, correct?
First time.
Yeah. So what did you think?
It's a much different vehicle than what I remember. You know, from the driveline perspective and shifting, just the general feel, the attitude of the car. I'm not used to the cars running so nose up, but now with the underwing on the car and trying to charge the underwing itself for downforce, it's just a different animal. So I'm very thankful I got those laps. It did feel foreign, but it felt a hell of a lot closer to home than driving an Indy car. It was within 6 laps, I was right there on pace with the guys, so that was nice to be back at home.
Other questions? Come down here.
Thibaut from Rockenfeller.com. Jimmie, can you tell us a little bit how much difference this car is to an usual NASCAR car?
I think we're going to have some more details come out in another announcement more specific to the car itself, but I can say that we're taking every effort we can to really carry the NASCAR DNA over to Le Mans. That's really the design and the intent for this program. Even that big V8 engine, you guys are going to, everybody in France is going to love hearing that thing scream down the straightaways.
Question for Jimmie. So you've obviously in the last couple of years, you've driven a lot of different stuff. How does this compare and how is it going to feel representing both NASCAR and Hendrick at Le Mans?
Huge honor to represent NASCAR, Hendrick Motorsports, all the partners involved, Goodyear, Chevrolet, a lot of history. I have a lot of history with all the people involved, so it's very meaningful to me to be invited to come do this and to represent everyone. And then, yeah, the car is different than your typical NASCAR vehicle. There have been some modifications made, but it's really a fun car, and I'd kind of put it somewhere in between what a NASCAR vehicle is capable of and maybe one of the prototypes that are on track here this weekend. It's kind of a hybrid of the two.
This is for Jeff. Hendrick Motorsports, obviously involved in this program. They helped Jimmie in his North American Endurance Championship years, and you're going to Indianapolis in 2024 with Kyle Larson. Do you see Hendrick Motorsports going past part-time programs in other motorsports? Do you want to go full-time in, say, IMSA or IndyCar?
Well, I think for us, we certainly have an interest in obviously Mr. Hendrick and racing and winning and doing well, and we're certainly as a company over the years, no doubt have been really solely focused on NASCAR, but now we're taking some opportunities with some different drivers we have and getting out and looking at some other things. This is another great example. Chad Knaus has put together an amazing team at Hendrick Motorsports. Greg Ives, former crew chief for us, Ben Wright, a lot of experience in this industry. So we're definitely getting our toe in the water just kind of see what's out there. We do want to be involved in some other forms of racing. I don't have a time frame for you, but this is a great way for us to kind of get our toe wet.
Question over on the side here. We'll go in the back while we wait.
This question is for Jimmie. When it's all said and done, I know you've done Sebring, you've done a lot with NASCAR and IndyCar, but when your career is all said and done, you want to feel like you've accomplished everything that you can on the motorsport stage where you left nothing undone?
Yeah, I think that is buried in my mind somewhere, but more than anything, I just want to drive race cars. And I think the last couple of years I've proven that, or shown that I should say. And an opportunity like this is a chance in a lifetime opportunity. So, it's the last thing standing on my bucket list as well. My own personal list that I've had through the years is to go to Le Mans. But I also feel like with my involvement now with Legacy Motor Club and my future in the sport itself, I'm not done. I love motorsport far and wide, and really look forward to the years that I have ahead of myself. I think there are less years driving the car and holding the steering wheel and more years outside of, but just really excited for the challenges ahead.
And one follow-up question real quick, the thought of driving in a 24-hour race, is that something that, how do you approach that, knowing that this is one heck of a challenge that's on that list of things that you're looking to accomplish?
I've enjoyed the races I've had here at the Rolex 24 and can only imagine what it will be like in France. But as an endurance sports athlete, doing triathlons, marathons and such, I love that kind of challenge. And I've always left a 24-hour race here just exhausted physically and mentally with a smile on my face. I really do enjoy the challenge.
We have time for 2 more questions. We'll go right here and wrap up over on this side.
Hi, Phil Oakley, Motorsport Week. In terms of the new GTP class and hypercar class at the moment, would that interest any of you 3 drivers in driving those in the future, or is that something you kind of put behind you now as a Rocky?
Yeah, I think the year after we are all together in the top category. We start with a Garage 56 and then we will be there. Now, of course, you know, it's a great era. I mean, let's be honest, I have been there, I don't know when it was the first time in a GT car in Le Mans, and for me Le Mans is really in Europe, or you know, in endurance racing, one of the biggest race in the world. And to be there and fight for overall victory, I think every driver wants to do that. But this year, for sure, for us, it's a little different. We won't be able to, but we will for sure see the cars and you know, watch it closely. And I think for the sport, it's just amazing to see all these manufacturers coming to Le Mans. Because I remember we raced there and we were 1 or 2 brands, you know, and it was already great. But now to have all these manufacturers on the grid, it's truly amazing for Le Mans, but also I think we don't need to look that far. We just watch the race today and we see already what it will be like.
Hi, Richard James, racer. Jenson, these two guys next to you are no surprise in this project. You are a little bit. Were there any reservations when you were first offered the opportunity?
Reservations, no. I wanted to understand the project a lot more, and you know, wanted to spend a bit of time with the team, speak to these 2 drivers, and I visited Hendrick Motorsports, and I have to say I was blown away at the facility. You know, I've raced for some of the best Formula 1 teams in the world, and it still surprised me how good the facility was, the intrinsic detail that goes into everything they do within the team. So I knew that they would be developing and producing a fantastic car for us to race at Le Mans. There's still a lot of work to do, obviously, but there's a great base and something that us 3, with our involvement and Jordan, we should be able to make something that is nice to drive at Le Mans and also competitive to race at Le Mans. You know, getting back to the previous question, I raced at Le Mans in 2018, and before I went there, I was like, what's the big deal with Le Mans? I thought Formula 1's the pinnacle, but Le Mans is such a special race. It's such a big team event. You know, we all have to work together to perform and to get a result out of it. And even though I didn't finish in 2018, it just got me excited to go back there for more. So this is my first time back since then, and really looking forward to it. And yeah, possibly in the future, if there's the right situation, I would jump at the chance to jump in a LMH, LMDH.
And for John, quite the very next, sitting next to you, was that the intent of the project from the start, to have this kind of background, mix of backgrounds?
I would suggest if there is ever such a thing as an all-star team in motorsports, this project is the absolute poster of that. First started with Jim France's vision, then it started almost a year ago with a conversation with Rick Hendrick. And the organization that Rick and his whole entire organization, it's unbelievable to have Chad Knaus and Greg Ives involved in this. You couple that with what Chad and Jimmie accomplished over 15 seasons, 7 championships, 83 wins, twice here on this stage in 06 and 2013. Unbelievable. Then you go on to Mike Rockenfeller and a Le Mans winner. Unbelievable endurance sports car experience. Then you add in a world champion from Formula 1. It's exactly, Richard, what the vision was to put NASCAR on a global stage and bring drivers from so many different disciplines, like you've seen in NASCAR Cup. Mike ran twice last year at Watkins Glen, the Charlotte Roval, Kimi Räikkönen at Watkins Glen, and on and on and on, and this list keeps growing. Then it was a conversation with the folks at Chevrolet, Mark Royce, Jim Campbell, Jim Danahy, and their whole entire team, and they embraced the idea of joining in this project. Then, of course, Goodyear, Justin Fantozzi, Stu Grant, Rich Kramer, those folks said, absolutely, what an amazing opportunity to be with this all-star team. In the end, our hope is to put NASCAR on a global stage. Steve Phelps, Steve O'Donnell, John Probst, Brandon Thomas, they have and created something absolutely incredible with the Next Gen Cup car. 19 different winners in Cup last year. Unbelievable. I'd like to think that we're going to break that record as a company in 2023. The other piece is we've learned a lot already about this car and what might be able to be applied to the NASCAR Next Gen Cup car. Just this week, based on the work that Rocky's done in the sim, Jimmie's done in the sim, Jenson in the sim, Dr. Eric Jacuzzi, our aerodynamicist for NASCAR, there were components that we've tested on the Next Gen, the Garage 56 car rather, that were tested at Phoenix that might be applied for short track racing or road course racing. And then here on Tuesday, we're going to fire up headlights, working tail lights, no more stickers. And we're really excited about that to help maybe bring some things from this project that could be applied. And again, it's all about putting NASCAR on a global stage. So on behalf of Jim France and Rick Hendrick, who really started this, we have an awesome opportunity. And I know on February 23rd, Mr. France is going to be rushing to the mailbox, waiting for that invitation from Pierre and the board. And I think his first phone call will be to Mr. Hendrick to let him know the great news that this awesome team of all-stars are going to go over and compete at Le Mans. Unbelievable.
Thank you very much. Thank all you gentlemen. A few notes. Before we close, we will do a photo opportunity with them right here. Immediately following, we do have some availability with these gentlemen, Chad Knaus, Jordan Taylor has a few minutes. We'll be in the room next door for just a few minutes for any follow-ups. Thank you all very much.